Hey everybody, this is Deb with Four Seasons Crafts. We are going to make two cards today using the In Colors, the new 2026 In Colors. So these are the 5 colors. And I wanted to show you first a new way that I'm doing the stickers that come on the back of the ink pads. So I did a couple of them, and what I did was I put a colored strip down the right hand side, and then of course the name of the stamp color in the front. But what I want to show you is so that way when you open it up you can see what color you're working with. I used to put it here, but it was so difficult to get inside that little slot. And I saw someone else do it down the side, so I'm sharing that with you guys. The other thing I wanted you to notice is it used to be, there was one that had another language on it, I think, and now they have 2 in English and then 1 color strip. So if you wanted to, you could take that other one and put it on the back side, which I think I'm going to do. But what I wanted to show you, so all you do to take these off is there's a little arrow here, and if you just pull up where that arrow is and then kind of take and keep the sticker really close, you will see hopefully. Oh, this one's a little bit of a stinker. They've been coming off super easy. There we go. But if you keep it real close, then the stickers will stay on the piece of the ink pad there. And then I can pull this away, and then I can just toss this. And then I can take one of the ones in English, and I just turn it over, and I'm going to place it right across the front of the ink pad there. And I just look kind of to see where the bottom is, just making sure it's nice and even across the bottom. And there you go. That's it. And then we're going to take the one that is just a plain color, and we can now put that right down the right hand side. And it doesn't have to be, even, as far as like from top to bottom, however you would like it. But that is it. So I wanted to share that with you because when you get those new ink pads, you get those nice stickers on the back that you can then label it up however you would like. All right. So I think it was last week, it may have been 2 weeks ago, we had this card kit available in all 5 colors. And this week I have a different card kit to share with you. But I'm going to show you how to make the cards, or make a card. We're going to do a couple different ones, and then I'll show you the cards that are part of the card kit, which is free if you place a $50 order. So if you place a $50 order, you will be able to get the supplies to make those cards. Okay, so here we go. So what we need for this card here is we're going to need a piece of basic white that is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So it's basically an inch off both sides from a 5 1/2 by or 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Sorry about that. All right, so that you need a piece of white. Then you're going to need a piece of 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4, and this is going to be our card base. And then we're going to need 4 strips using the In Color Designer Series paper. And this is 163777 as far as the product number goes. And we're going to be using a piece of the peach pie out of this. And what we have is 4 strips that are 1 1/16 by 3. And the reason they're 1 1/16 is they're going to fit nicely on our piece of cardstock here, with giving us just a little teeny bit of white between each one. But also we're left with just a small amount of scraps that we can use on another card. which you're gonna see on the next card that we do. All right, and then we're gonna need some of the glimmer paper that is also the in colors. And we're gonna use this to actually cut out some images using, let me show you the stamp. We're gonna be using a little bit of this Round We Go stamp set, which is brand new in the new catalog. And we're gonna be using the Round We Go dies, which are super adorable. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our strips and we're gonna lay them out. And because they come two-sided, right? So we want each design, we want a different design for each one. And we are just going to lay these out on our 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 piece of designer series paper. So there we go, there's a different one. And this gives me kind of an eyeball look of the white, of the spacing between each one. So now I can take my adhesive right here, and then we're just gonna start at the top. So I'm gonna start at the top, and I saw the border there. So let me make sure I'm in the camera. I've been using this glue a lot today, so it's like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna run out yet, but. So you guys have to tell me what is your favorite one of the new in colors, if you have a favorite that you really like. I love this peach pie. It reminds me a lot of Mango Melody, and since they got rid of Mango Melody, I'm kind of sad about that. This was actually a little richer or darker than I thought it initially was. So I'm really liking it from that perspective. Because I thought it was I don't know what color I thought it was gonna be, but I do like the way it looks. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and do these other two here. And again, I had just that little bit of white space, but by putting the two ends on, it gives you an idea of just how much room you have to, between each one. There we go, and then I have, so I might wanna move this one down just a little bit if I can. Here we go. All right, and then we'll put this one in. All right, so there we go. Voila. So this part now is going to get adhered on our card base. But before we do, we are going to do a little stamping here. So we're gonna open this up and we're gonna grab our stamp set here, and we are going to take this stamp right here. It's got like some little mini flowers, and we're gonna use that and put it on the corners. And we're gonna use peach pie. So let me grab that ink pad. Oops. And we're just gonna go in the corners because our middle part of our card is gonna cover a lot of things up. So this is perfect. And let's clean that stamp off. Probably not a smart move to lay that right on the card, right? But that's all right. Okay, so here we go. So now we're gonna take this and we are going to adhere it to our card right like that. And we're just gonna glue it right on. So no dimensionals yet. All right. I love these colors when you're doing kind of a monochromatic card like this where everything is that same tone. Looks very pretty. Okay, so here we go. So we're just gonna adhere that right on there. And now we're gonna take some pumpkin pie ribbon and we're gonna use a small piece of this. and add that to our card. So we'll just cut a piece at an angle. And then we're going to use a glue dot, and we're going to put this right across the center, just like that. Make a little loop, and these glue dots are the best. I used to always think, why do we need so many different kinds of adhesive? But you do find certain things work better. If you use like liquid glue, it seeps through. So that doesn't really work for something like a piece of ribbon. So now we'll just take another glue dot, put it on the bottom, and then we'll adhere that right down on the card in the center. There we go. Okay, now we're going to set that off to the side, and we are going to pull in our dies for this card. And we're going to use these Round We Go, so these little marigold ones. And we are going to use this one right here. We're going to use the big one and then this smaller one. We're going to use those two to cut out two pretty kind of pinwheel-like images, and then we're going to use those on our card. So let's go ahead and we'll just put this out. Now we're just going to lay this right in here, and we're just going to cut both of these. And watch this. We'll just run this right through. Oops. There we go. Okay. And what you guys are going to get are these two pretty flowers here that pop right out of that paper. And that's what we're going to add to our card here. Okay. Now, while we have this out, we're going to get the petunia pop. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to use this on another card. So I think we'll go ahead and run these through. Then we don't have to pull this back out. I was going to show you guys how to make a rosette tonight, but I think between these two cards that will keep us busy. And then I want to share the free card kit that you can also get. All right, here we go. Okay, so we will get this out of the way and put that right down. Okay, so now we're going to bring our card back in, and now we have these two nice little flowers. We're going to put one there and one here. So let's just turn those over and add some adhesive right in the center. And we will put those down. There we go. And now we're going to take a piece of basic white. We're going to bring our mat back in since we're stamping with photopolymer. That way it gives us that spongy piece that we need. And let's go ahead and we are going to pick a greeting out of our stamp set here. And I've been using Time to Celebrate, but I think we'll use this Happiest Birthday. I think that will fit nicely in this. Yeah, I think that fits nicely in here. Actually, it probably gives us lots of room. So we'll go ahead and use this, and we'll, again, pull in our peach pie. And just stamp that a couple times. And hopefully I will get this nice and straight. I'm looking a little bit at an angle here. Oh, beautiful. All right. And we will turn that over, put on some dimensionals, and put that right on our card here. You can see I used that for another card. I was trying to do it sideways, and it actually did not come out the way I wanted it to. So nice thing is, right, we have two sides to work with. All right, so we will pull these off. I'll put them in my little trash can here. And then we will pop this right in the center there. Let me make sure that's straight. There we go. Push that down. And then we can take some of our gems here. And again, if you place that order using the host code, which I will have at the bottom because it's a new month, you can, you will get the couple gems that you need for the cards. I just actually put one on there so that you have those as well. But that could be something you could place in your order if you like all the colors. So there you go. There is the card. Super simple. It just needs a piece of basic white that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, scrap white, some of the sparkle paper, and then you have this pumpkin pie card base. And of course, our pumpkin pie ink pad. But again, you guys could, you know, use a white card base for it. Doesn't really matter. All right, so let me show you the cards that are part of the card class that you're going to get, because it's a little different. Most of the time it's just 3 cards or 4 cards. This one has 5. So you're going to get the supplies to make these 5 cards, 1 in each of the in colors. So you will get all the materials for that. So you can see each one has those sparkly rosettes, and then the ribbon, and then they have different die-shaped cuts. And the die-shaped cuts came from this set here. Oops, not that one. It's the Unbounded Love dies. And these are pretty amazing, guys, because they have so many different cutouts. And this one I thought at first was going to give me a white space here, but it doesn't. It gives you a really small border and a leaf. So it looks like this is how that one cuts out. And then all of these others, this one here is this image right there. This one gives you 2 images. It gives you, oops, I have it a little, oops, I got it all crushed here. Oopsie. So it gives you this, but then it also gives you this small, like, frame. So that could be kind of cute and a lot. And then the rest of them are just kind of different shaped die cuts, but they're great for many, many different images that you might want to, that you might want to stamp. So I used a lot of them here, you'll see. So that's a great set to have. So again, place a $50 order in my online store using the host code, and then you will get the supplies you need to make these 5 cards. And that goes through the next Saturday. Okay, so actually, yeah, next Saturday. So next Saturday, if you place an order, this is the card class that you will get, or the card kit you'll get. All right, so let me put those aside and let me show you just the basics, since I kind of showed you really how to make that card. Here is another one. Remember I mentioned that when you cut the designer series paper at 1 1/16, you have like a small sliver left. Well, that's what these are. So I thought I would go through and make a card using these small slivers, and I would just do this part and show you what it looks like. So I'm literally just going to go through and put adhesive on all of these and just show you kind of what they look like. And we're going to start them way at the top for this particular card. So we're going to kind of get that all the way over, oops, and make sure it's nice and lined up there. And we'll get it straight. There we go. And I'm just going to put these down because I can't remember if how exactly if I had space or if they were going to take up all the room. I thought it was going to be pretty much right to the edge, but I just want to double check. Oops, of course I lost the piece. Hold on 1 second. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. Always fun. Yep, that's it. Okay, so we're just going to make it straight down. So now we're just going to take the rest of them. If you had space between them, like I said, it's always good to start with one at the top and one at the bottom. And then that way you're not going to end up getting to the end. I used to do that frequently, and then I would have this big gap, and that was never good. All right. So we're just going to go to each one, get different patterns here. As we go through, we'll have a couple duplicates. There's 4 patterns. You get, I think it's 4 sheets of each pattern, and then it's 8 sheets, I believe, of each color. So lots of choices in this particular, it's the same, you know, they kind of do the same thing as far as same amount, but just if you are new, you might not be familiar with how Stampin' Up! Does that paper. So it's kind of cool. Okay, we're going to do this one here in stripes, and then we have one more piece. And then I'll just show you kind of those 3 different layouts that we have here. All right. All right, and you'll see I have just a slight sliver here on the back. So we're just going to take our scissors and run that right along the edge and cut that out. There we go. And now we can take this, and I have a piece of petunia pop here. And I can basically do the same thing. I'll just adhere it right here, and then we'll put on our ribbon and our flowers. But these are great cards to mass produce because I started with a piece of 6x6, and I actually cut, I think it was 2 or 3 pieces at one time because obviously designer paper is a little easier to cut than if you were to use, oops, excuse me, if you were to use like cardstock. So you can cut multiple pieces. But I first just sliced it right in half at the 3-inch mark. And then I took those pieces that were 3 inches by 6 inches, and I cut them on the 6-inch side into those 1 1/16 inch strips. And that was perfect to fit right on this piece of cardstock here. So it really worked out well. Okay, so this little piece of ribbon is a little smaller. So this one might look slightly different than some of the other ones. So this will be good. Kind of see what it looks like. We'll just put that right in the center again. But again, when you cut all those strips, so you guys, I made all those cards, and with half a sheet, let me show you how much I had left, so you just get an idea. So I made our 5 cards, plus the one we did tonight, that's monochromatic, plus this one, and I have all these strips left, and all I did was take half of, I think it was 4. Nope, I took half of, I think it was maybe 8 sheets. I'll have to go back and look, because I took one of each. Nope, I would have been 10. I took one of each color of both designs. So I could easily, as you can see, make a whole lot more cards from this. So much very easy layout to do. All right, so now we have these here, and we're just going to pop them on both sides. And I want to show you guys something else that you can do. When I first started, I took our rosette piece, and I also took the frame around it. Oops, let me see. I think I'm a little crooked here. I took one of those other dies and put it around it, and this is what I got as kind of a leftover. And I thought you could take and layer these together and kind of feed that pinwheel right through the circle there. And this is what you would get. But you could mix and match all those colors and put them on your card. Now, it doesn't go with this one, I don't think. But just to give you an idea how you can take the middle piece out, but then you could also put those 2 dies together when you are die cutting and then use them on a totally different card as well. So we're going to have to do a whole video on just using that. You know, what I should use is just glue dots for that little piece, but there we go. And then again, we'll put one at the bottom. There we go. And then we just need to do a label. So again, I have a lot of different, I have a circle here. That's a pretty small circle. Let me see. I could do that one. This is another one of those dies. I think this is one where you might want to do a ribbon, like tie a ribbon, and it would kind of fall right in the gap of those 2. Okay, so let's see if we have something, and we'll just put that right there. That'll be a little bit of a different look. I don't know that happy. Oh, I guess it kind of fits there. It is just maybe the right size. So we will get our Petunia Pop ink and use it. Okay, we ready? So we will just put that right in the center there. And lift that up. Look at that. Beautiful. And we can put that right in the middle on some dimensionals. Now it's a little small. I will say that. But for our purposes here, I think I like it. So we'll put some dimensionals on here. And pop those off. And kind of stick that right in the center. Oops. And there we go. Look at that, you guys. You like it? I like it. And then we could add some little gems if we want on this one. So those are our cards. So these are the 2 we made, just to give you an idea of, you could do everything in the same color, or you could put them in using different kind of the same color for the ribbon and the sparkly paper, and then your cardstock but then change up the stripes. And one of the thing on these right here, whatever color the cardstock was and the kind of the sparkle paper, I did not, because I only had room for 4, I did not put that color in. So there was all the other color, but that specific color I took out. All right, so these are the 2 we just made, of course, but the cards that you will get in your kit are to make these 5 cards right here. All right, you guys, I hope you liked it. Thanks for joining, and we will see you next time, hopefully Tuesday, but that's the plan. That is still the plan. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.